foolish youth. The darkness was racing towards them now, and the light expiring. Narouz suddenly cried, "Now, this is the moment. Look there." The dull report of a gun from the furthest boat shook the air, and suddenly the skyline was sliced in half by a new flight, rising more slowly and dividing earth from air. Then, turning from pink to scarlet, flushed back into white, and fell to the lake level like a shower of snow. "Flamingo!" they both cried and laughed, and the darkness snapped upon them, extinguishing the visible world. For a long moment now they rested, to let their eyes grow accustomed to it. Voices and laughter from the distant boats floating across their path. The lake was floorless now. The yellow mud had vanished. The soft, cracked mud of prehistoric lake faults, or the bituminous mud which the Nile drove before it on its course to the sea. All the darkness still smelt of it. "Ya, Narouz!" came a cry, and Mountolive recognized the voice of Nessim, the elder brother. "Time to light up." Narouz yelped an answer and fumbled for matches. "Now you'll see," he said with pride. The circle of boats had narrowed to encompass the pans, and the carbide lamps attached to the prows blossomed into trembling yellow flowers, while beneath them also flowered, like some immense coloured crystal, a semicircle of lake water, faithful as a magic lantern to the startled images of fish, darting in schools, all sliding and skirmishing one way. The cordon had tightened like a noose, and only 20 feet now separated them from the next boat. From all around there came the smash and crash of dark bodies leaping into the shallows, furling out the long hand nets, which were joined end to end, and whose dark loops were already bulging like Christmas stockings with the squirming bodies of fish. Mountolive could see Arabs, with their long white robes tucked up to the waist, pressing forwards with steadying hands held to the dark prows beside them, pushing their linked nets slowly forward. And now the darkness was suddenly filled as kingfishers and herring gulls came in from every direction, half mad with greed and excitement, flying on suicidal courses, some to flash beak forward into the dark body of a fisherman to split open a cheek or a thigh in their terrifying cupidity. The splash of water, the hoarse cries, the snapping of beaks and wings, and the mad tattoo of the finger drums gave the whole scene an unforgettable splendour. For 3/4 of an hour the scene continued thus, until the dark boats were brimming with fish. Now Nessim was alongside, shouting to them, "We must go back!" He pointed to a lantern waving across the water. "My mother is waiting for us." His flawless head bent down to take the edge of a light pool as he smiled. His was a Byzantine face, such as one might find among the frescoes of Ravenna, almond-shaped, dark eyes, clear-featured. But Mountolive was looking, so to speak, through the face of Nessim, and into that of Layla, who was so like him, his mother. "Narouz!" he called hoarsely. "We must go back." And so at last the 2 boats turned back across the dark water to the jetty, where Layla waited for them with the horses. A young moon was up now. Her voice came laughingly across the lake, chiding them for being late, and Narouz chuckled. "We've brought you lots of fish," cried Nessim. She stood slightly darker than the darkness, and their hands met. Mountolive's heart shook as he climbed onto the jetty with her help. No sooner were the 2 brothers ashore than Narouz shouted, "Race you home, Nessim!" And they dived for their horses, which bucked and started at the laughing onslaught. "Careful!" she cried, but before a second had passed they were off. "What is one to do?" she said, with mock resignation. And now the factor came forward with their own horses. They mounted and set off for the house, ordering the servant to ride on before with a lantern. Layla brought her horse close in so that they might ride knee to knee, solaced by the